So we're like, okay, I guess we'll watch these videos, and we had got nothing else to do, waiting for this baby to come. And it's very old videos.
Nice. Nice.
And it's like there's a lady, and
of course she's
a little larger. And
even better.
Yeah.
first, she's in the lay down position. She's in a lay down position in the hospital bed in the video, and they've got to get it up. So they start to raise it, and it's just like...
Quick pause. What happens? Hey, gang. It's Uncle, along with Devin, and Taylor's back.
Yeah!
That's amazing. We're glad to have him back. We're glad to have you back. Welcome to another episode of the Dudes Podcast. We're really, really glad you're here. We look forward to just giving you something to listen to, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us wherever you get your podcasts, while you clean the house, while you write some code, whatever you're doing. Welcome. Welcome to being a part of this gang. If you haven't already, tell somebody about this. Invite them to listen to it. And we'll all be together talking about whatever we're about to talk about. It's going to be a good time. Togetherness. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you know the thing.
You know the thing.
You know the thing.
You know it,
Mr. President. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time. At least I am. I don't know about these guys.
I probably will.
But anyway.
I probably will.
Maybe. I've thought about it, and I think I will. So yeah, welcome to this episode, guys. How you doing?
Doing
Great.
well.
Anyway.
Doing well. I feel like I'm in a stand-up.
Yeah. We last episode it was just me and Devin.
We all found out what
talking about-
happens when it's just me and Loren.
We just
Did you do rap battles?
we did have rap battles. I absolutely
karate
won.
forms.
We did shadow karate forms.
Board breaking demonstrations.
Yep. If you haven't
you guys
seen
got
that
together.
episode, yeah.
Well, no.
Yep.
No. Well, don't lie, Loren. We didn't. We just did it in our separate, like...
No, wait. Yeah, but we were together. I mean, our forms were locked in. If you haven't seen the last episode, I mean, spoiler alert.
Don't spoil it for me. I haven't seen it.
I know. I'm sorry. I was just excited about it. Actually, no. Devin and I just nerded out about liner notes and about albums that we grew up with, and yeah, it was awesome. I can't promise it won't happen again, and it might even happen when it's all three of us. So
It's true.
It probably will, actually. But anyway, so let's go around the horn as we do. Devin, as he's taking a sip of a delicious beverage. How's the last week been to you, pal?
Oh, it's been good. The whole family's been recovering from some kind of cold or something.
That does sound like a good week.
Yeah, it's been interesting. My little girl Sarah got it the worst. She was she was running a high fever, and today was the first day without a fever. Praise the Lord.
Well, thank you, Lord.
Yeah. So she's back to her normal self, and that's pretty much been it. We're planning for our trip coming up though, and Monday.
I like how you were very specific to call it a trip.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny?
Oop.
Just I didn't even try. It's just the way my brain like has it sectioned off.
I put that theory or that idea to the test this past week or the other week. It was definitely a trip. We went on a trip for sure. Absolutely.
It's so interesting to be able to tell how exhausted someone is over text. Like when I got the text from Lindsay and Taylor that they were home, you could just hear the, oh God, oh hey everybody, we're back. Hey.
Well, I barely
So
even
true.
texted on the whole trip because it was just constantly stuff going on, and nothing was, none of it was
Oh sure.
bad until Luke got sick. That was not good.
Yeah.
But
Bless his heart.
But just to wrap up my part, I want to focus on something very important. Last
Yep, here
time
we
I
go.
had a new microphone. This time I'm getting my lighting and my background figured out. Finally,
Wow,
I've
fancy.
I mean, it's been like background setup roulette with me. I think I have a different look every single podcast. So
I'm still in the throes of trying to figure out what I'm doing. What will our backgrounds look like by episode 20? That's what I want to know.
20
Or 100.
Yeah.
I want to know what our background's going to look like by episode 1000.
I feel like we'll be together in a bat cave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Something like that, to that effect.
But I just
I
went
want
to
that so bad.
20 because I felt like that was a reasonable number.
Yeah, 20's not that far away.
Yeah, that's just it. Well, I mean, like, I know I'm going to change something, between now and then. Thank
Bubbles.
you. The bubbles with the thumbs up. I don't know if that's going to be actually on the podcast.
Oh,
but
it
that's
is,
just
yeah.
weird.
I think it will.
Yeah.
There it goes. I don't understand. And what is it that you do this,
It does balloons. Yeah.
and it does balloons?
Oh,
Yep.
do you have party music, Devin? Cue it up.
There it is. In post-production.
Devin just slowly rolls off camera, and he's like,
He just grabs a kazoo. And
you just see his hand reach way in the back for one of his guitars, and you just hear, it's not plugged up, just an electric guitar. Yeah.
I need to get our media loaded. We have lots of sound bites and everything, and we need to get on that.
We need to get some sound-
be more prepared.
we need to get some sound bites from our podcast, like of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ariel Hawani has one of my favorite sound bites. He was doing this is a huge bunny trail. Forgive me.
This is good.
He was doing an interview with Ariel Hawani. He hosts the MMA Hour, which is a MMA podcast, but he also covers boxing and other combat sports. And he was interviewing Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, excuse me. And it was when they were canceling their first fight, and it sounded like. It did sound like, I think it was Tyson that said, I'm going to fight you. And Ariel Hawani was like, who, me? And his voice cracked perfectly like, oh my God. And so every now and then when it's like real awkward, they'll just be like, who, me? It's really epic.
I do like the idea of us having sound bites of ourselves. Because I think my soundbite should be the noise I made when I was telling the story about my mom nearly choking me to death on Space Mountain. Just anytime there's dead air, just have whatever. I don't want to blow people's ears off. But yeah, so Devin, fever broke for Sarah.
Yeah,
and
I'll be muting off and on to cough, and I've got a hot beverage here to soothe my throat, and
That's a good idea.
yeah,
I should have that.
yeah. It could have been a lot worse. It really could.
Yeah.
I mean,
So did you get it, or was it just everyone else?
well, it hit Kayla first, and then was it Kayla? Was it John or Sarah that went next?
Violence is never okay. It should
I remember you said John wasn't feeling good, but Sarah had the fever. I think,
Right. Yeah.
first.
So yeah, and that was fun because first, so I don't mean to prolong my recap.
Please.
Let's see. What was it? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Traffic was so bad around us. Kayla literally, she was taking the kids to school. She literally basically got stuck, and it was getting so late to where we would get the kids to school. We were like, this is a wash. And on top of that, we kind of knew they weren't feeling well. So we were like, checking inside kind of thing. Let's come home. She comes home. All of a sudden, Sarah starts running a fever.
Oh, man.
And so they're out for 2 days. And then family's in town today and tomorrow. And so they're out the whole week. So you got to love a school that you're paying for that you lose a whole week. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law is at home right now with 109 temperature with COVID.
That's like hospital
So
stuff.
I looked that up, right? So yeah, Ellen, I'm looking at you. You were like,
She's
they're
listening.
not. She definitely. And
I hope she is, and I hope she's watching because I'm staring as well.
I looked it up, 105 and higher. You should go to the ER.
Right.
I thought it
So
was
why
like,
is she
I thought
not
it was
in
like
the ER?
104 or something like that. I thought it was lower.
It may be, yeah, but
Or 3.
yeah, so she had she did a COVID home test and she definitely has COVID, and she's hosted.
Did you guys test, by the way?
We didn't test. We have some home tests. It was just, we were getting through it well enough that I'm like, I really don't think that this is good. I think this is just a cold. But
Man, I beat with Mucinex and combos. I mean,
okay. So and
That's important.
here's a secret. Do you do the pills or do you do the liquid?
I do the pills. I can't
Both.
do liquid
At the same time.
anything. I can't do liquid medicine because I'm like,
I take the pills with the liquid.
So I'm probably gonna try it Taylor's way next time.
Oh, just joking.
But I'm joking. So am I.
don't do that,
Sounds
kids. Don't do
fun.
that. Don't
sounds
listen
like a
to
good
Auntie.
time.
Don't listen to Auntie.
I put them in a Tide Pod and then I swallow them. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do what Auntie does,
Don't.
kids.
Don't do that, please.
I have found that the liquid is way more effective.
Horrible? Oh.
It's horrible.
Oh.
It's awful. I mean, I even told Kayla, I was like, oh God, medicine is so bad.
Why? Why is it so bad?
Well, I mean, they try to cover it up with that wonderful flavoring in the blue color,
I'm convinced, and we're welcome to episode 6, folks. I feel like the smart people that make medicine, they're like, hey, what does things taste like? Because they've been in the lab so long, they're like, I had chicken once. What does that taste like? Have you ever had a blueberry or a grape? No? Oh. So what's the...
But then they're like, but I had cherry. I had a cherry one time, so let's make everything cherry. Oh, and bubble
but
gum.
Bubblegum is
let's
a
figure
terrible
out what
choice.
makes cherry the worst, and let's use that
Let's
part
get
of
the
cherry.
worst parts of cherry.
I
and put it in
can't
medicine.
have cherry anything that
I don't like cherry anything
because of
No.
basically because of medicine. For the longest time, I couldn't do
No.
grape anything, like anything.
Now, so I cannot. This is the medicine episode, home remedies.
Welcome, everyone.
Next, we're going to talk about a hot toddy. But the grape flavor of Delsum. I almost
Yeah.
said Desitin,
totally.
but that is not a medicine you take orally, I don't think. But grape Delsum is they make an orange flavor that just tastes like hatred in a bottle. It is awful. I get kind of nauseated thinking about it because it is the worst. What in the world were they thinking? Who thinks orange tastes like despair in shoes? It's just terrible.
Drinking
I
despair
do
from a
like
shoe.
that we got on this. Say it again.
So drinking despair from a shoe.
Yeah, a dirty, sweaty shoe. That's so. I hope nobody's trying to eat while we're talking about this part. But
Well, and then yesterday, John seemed okay, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna take him to school. Sarah, stay home. I'm gonna take him to school. The whole way there, I'm like, I shouldn't take him to school.
oh man,
I shouldn't take him to school. The school they go to is at best right under a 30-minute drive at best. And we get there, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I need to tell his teachers. And I tell them, hey, he is showing some symptoms. No fever. He's acting okay. He seems a little sleepy this morning, but his sister's at home with fever and everything. You know, what would you guys prefer me do? And they actually were really kind and appreciated the honesty. They said, because, you know, if anything happens, it can wipe out a classroom and the staff, you know, and that's the last.
Wow, that sounded severe.
Well, I mean, you know, it can. I've
just wipe them out.
Off the map.
Off the map.
It's just, boom, where's the class?
Like outbreak, like
No
does
more class.
the monkey, like the monkey disease and outbreak.
Where'd the class of 2035 go? This one kid had the sniffles and it took out the entire school.
But
He didn't even have it. His sister had it.
Like all the teachers just,
So, anyways, we ended up coming home and everything, and so that was a trip wasted. But I'd rather, you know, at least we didn't send him to school, come home, and then have to go back to pick him up.
right.
You know?
It could have been worse.
Yeah.
And
Or he
the
could
whole
have
class
gone
could
to
have been
school
wiped out.
Whole
Wiped
class. Whole class.
Wiped out. Wiped out. Yeah. So by the way, totally glossed over your mother-in-law, Ellen.
Oh, yeah.
Being at home with like a
109.
6,000 degree temperature.
109.
We said that she should be in the hospital, right?
But we never decoded why she didn't go.
I still don't know
Okay.
that. I still don't know why. And she has house guests. The family that's in town is staying with her. So, but the good thing is, you know, it started. We prayed that it kind of be over quick. Sarah's pretty much over it 2 days later.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was kind of the last one. My immune system's so strong because I train, I lift weights, and like eat a lot of protein.
Wait.
And so-
like heavy weights?
Oh, heavyweights. Oh, no sissy weights around here. They're not real, but they're heavy.
So the Sylvester Stallone weight, right? Have you seen that video? No, sorry.
We love Sly, but that's so lame.
I will go watch Rocky right now. Rocky, Rambo. I'm a huge Sylvester Stallone fan, but that was
Giant Sylvester Stallone fan. I think I think on a deeper level, he understands masculinity like very deeply. You know, the soft side and the gritty side. You know.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Probably. I thought that was next week.
Hang on, Devin. I'm just asking. No?
Is that producer Jake?
Yeah. So that's a no.
Oh, gotcha.
He lives in Florida.
We'll have to settle for Denzel Washington. So
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger, on the other hand, is glad to be on the show because he'll do anything for a buck.
including sell vegan protein.
You give back your Mr.
Olympia.
Trophies. I almost said awards. Trophies.
I mean, they are.
Right now,
I mean,
sir.
they are
Ribbons. Give back your ribbons.
Your ribbons.
Your
Giving
crowns.
back right now.
Your capes.
All right. So yeah, but we're getting better, and it looks like we'll be cold free by the time I have my birthday, and we go on our trip and everything, and it'll be good.
Wait, it's your birthday?
What?
What? No,
Did I let that slip? I thought I sent the email invite out to everybody.
Yeah, Devin's gift registry is in the
I can
links
imagine
in-
his Cash App is flashing on the screen
I
right
have
now.
a My
Yeah,
registry, and I have some vinyl and
Plugins.
record player equipment that is you know, if you want to just
let's go around and read
You like
everybody's
candles, right?
Candles,
candles,
right?
yes.
You like
Actually,
candles, right?
so
I made
it's
you
funny
one,
you say
so
that. It's funny you say
surprise.
that. It's funny you say that because Kayla always laughs at me because she says I come home from the grocery store with one of two things: new seasoning or sauce,
Yeah, sure.
and or like a Yankee candle, because I really like Yankee
I
candles.
actually like candles as well.
Really I grew
I haven't
up
had one in a while, but
yeah, I grew up. A friend's house I went to all the time. That their house was always really clean and everything, and I was always like, as a kid, I thought, I wish my house was like this. I did. So, yeah. Yeah, there's a little glimpse, and I mean, let's cut that part out. Okay, let me start. So, as a kid, I went over to a friend's house. Don't you laugh at me. I like candles. I went over to a friend's house, and they always had Yankee candles, and I always liked it. And so now I like Yankee candles.
Look, I don't think there's a problem with dudes liking candles. I've got from Live Bearded. I've got one of their candles.
Is it that's my favorite.
I don't know
the American scent from Live Bearded. Shout out to Live Bearded. It's legit.
Sponsor us, please.
And Taylor, your tobacco and was it tobacco and leather?
I didn't even.
I don't know. Yes,
it's okay,
probably.
Loren. You're all right. It's okay.
So, all right, are we gonna have to have a candle episode?
And what candles do you not
this is
have?
my candle.
No floral candles. I don't like the lilac
candle and bubble bath episode.
I am vehemently against bubble baths for dudes.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
and the
Well,
candles.
have you done it right though?
Is there a way to do it right?
Was there a boat involved?
I mean, I think
if you have the boat.
Not to be.
Is there another way to have bubbles and just sit in your own filth for a little bit?
Not to be. I mean, to make me want to get in a bubble bath, I think my wife would have to be in there first.
Have you seen that Friends episode? Episode of Friends?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Chandler.
Okay. I get.
Yeah. Yep.
He's like, the salts have started to effervesce.
But no lilac
Chicken?
or
I could do chicken.
floral smell with the candles. Can't do it.
Right.
Hate it. It has. It needs to be either some kind of like your American candle smells great, and that whatever you have in your office, Taylor, smells awesome too.
Well done, Taylor.
Yeah, and
Thanks.
this is odd.
gone.
Any food scent like pumpkin pie or
No, yeah, absolutely.
I'm so down with like or the cookies one. I'm like I want my house to smell like cookies. You know.
You know what would be a good idea? Or a terrible idea? I'll let you decide in the comments.
Oh man, I'm ready for this. This could go.
This is a good idea, bad idea.
Bad idea.
It's probably a terrible idea. Except
Terrible ideas with Taylor.
maybe it's a good idea for people that can't cook. It's a layered candle, that is like a meal. Like you have like, warm bread scent, and then the warm bread scent melts away. And then you get to, I don't know what would be after warm bread, like
Caesar salad.
Yeah. A nice, earthy,
And then like
smell.
a garlicky smell.
Yeah, like it's like you're like someone's cooking,
Yeah.
and
Like
then
grilled steak.
yeah, steak. That would be really good. And then nice, like blueberry or blackberry cobbler with ice cream, at the end,
Totally.
something like that.
Well, I think that's a pretty good idea. I just wonder if as the wax is melting, will it blend with the other?
And you're like, oh gosh.
will like warm bread just blend in with everything else, and it just smells like just a giant sweaty foot or something like that. You're just like, why does this?
Well, if you're the kind of person that just mixes all your food together, then that's normal, right?
If you're,
Or if you don't like your food to touch, then you probably wouldn't like it.
yeah, that's true.
Speaking
That's
of
true.
food, I did forget to mention one thing about my week. Kayla was not able to go with me, but I was able to attend dinner with Lindsay and Taylor at Elevage in Tampa.
That's me.
And
Welcome, Taylor.
I'm sad because their special was an 18-ounce tomahawk steak. And I could have eaten that whole thing. Taylor, I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh.
After our meal, which was very good, and I got the 8-ounce filet with truffle fries, and there were some other things that came like with the steak, and then the strawberry
Nobody
cobbler.
cares. It's a steak.
Right, the strawberry cobbler, and that
Is it
was
strawberry?
awesome. Strawberry and rhubarb. Strawberry and rhubarb. And then it was a wonderful meal, but I was so hungry that when I got home, I ate leftover pizza as well.
There it is. Welcome to the Dudes Podcast.
I said something
That's
about
amazing.
that too, and when at dinner, because whenever me and Lindsay go to, or usually me and Lindsay go to nicer restaurants together. I can't think of anyone else I go to nicer restaurants with. other than
me?
Lindsay. But Lindsay was there.
That's true. Kayla was supposed to be there.
Kayla was. But so at restaurants, I have to go on Yelp and I have to look at the pictures of the menu items, so I know.
I support this.
How it looks, but mainly how the quantity of the food, because
Absolutely.
I cannot stand whenever you order and I mean price is whatever. I just want there to be enough food. Like it could be $20,
Yes.
it could be $100. I just want to be full after I eat. And so I mentioned that during the dinner. I had to go look at what we were getting, and that's just funny that you went home and had to eat pizza.
Now, granted, I had, and this is not a humble brag. I had trained really hard before.
Hard, so strong. Sylvester Stallone weights.
Right before we left. And I had not eaten a lot that day. And that's what happened. And on the way, I started, well, not yet, but, anyways, I got nauseous on the way to the restaurant, and I was like, oh boy, I am.
So you get there and you meet everybody, you're like, good boy.
Yeah. And I hear the 18-ounce tomahawk steak, and we were not paying for the dinner. We were blessed with it, but I hear the 18-ounce tomahawk steak, and I know in my mind I've eaten an 18-ounce steak before.
Yes.
I can do this, and I'm hungry enough. I'm not paying for this though, and it's $130. Which is it's not overpriced. It's really not. I mean,
I don't think so.
I think it came with, that was the special
two sides.
Two sides.
Yeah,
And the sides were,
two sides. Yeah,
were big.
They were. Yeah, and so I'm like, I want it so bad. And now hindsight, I really wish I had just pulled the trigger and gotten it and been like, listen, I will spot you half so that I can have all of this.
Here's $15. $15.
I'm really bad at math.
This should take care of.
Trust me.
Sir, this
You're
is
welcome.
$7.
Gotta fix my hair. Sorry.
And a paper
Something
clip.
for you.
Crazy over here.
And a paper clip.
That should do
and
it.
an open Werther's.
Actually,
there's a little something for you.
I don't know if I have any paper clips around
tip.
here. So
I know my wife does because I spilled them this morning.
Whoops.
And I tried to. Yeah.
so
You need to get some, because we're
that's
going to
an-
do MacGyver something.
That's an interesting topic. What do you use paper clips for?
I don't know.
Clipping paper.
Yes,
I win.
I agree. Yeah, clipping paper, but considering that we don't use paper.
My wife uses paper more than most people.
But where does she get it from?
Not what you call an early adopter.
Hang on. Does she still have the Hotmail account?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
It is
Going strong.
actively used for everything attached to her.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And we've been on the phone with people setting up accounts or things like that, and she will read off her. This has happened more than once recently. She'll read off her email address, and you'll hear the person on the other line go, and we're like, no. She's telling the truth. She's still rocking Hotmail.
Classic.
I mean,
Eventually you're
I'm
going to get people
surprised-
that are like, wait, what's Hotmail? People that don't know what
Right.
Hotmail is.
I bet there are some people already out there. I bet you there's some Gen Zers.
If you're listening and you've or watching on YouTube and you still have a Hotmail account, give us a shout out.
Put your
in the
email
comments.
below.
Put your email. Yeah, put it in the email below and we'll send you a surprise.
And the last 4 digits of your no, I'm just kidding.
And your
And your
high school
childhood home.
mascot.
High school mascot.
And
Your mother's maiden name.
Yes, and the city you were born in.
I feel like we'll just
and
get a
the
bunch
name
of
your
people
first dog,
posting one of those things.
Childhood
just so
nickname.
random.
right? Your best friend from school.
Your
these
favorite
are
color
all
sock.
security questions. I'm like, come on, guys, ask
But there was one that was like, what was the first name of your best man? I'm like, Come on, guys. But I we need to be careful and say, don't do that. That was a joke.
Please don't.
Because there are people
put these secret things
that just don't know, and they'd be like, I want to be a part.
Here's interesting stuff. You know who would if she were here? Our mother would.
She probably would. I actually know of one lady who was just like fish in a barrel for the go to Target and buy $2,000 worth of gift cards.
Because Trump called you.
or it was I forget the reason why, but I'm pretty sure they got in significant like trouble with the amount of money that they
Wow.
So if that person, if anybody that knows that person is listening, I'm sorry, but it's just a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
To don't listen to people when they ask things like, go to Target and buy $2,000 worth of gift cards, or put your email below along with your childhood nickname.
and don't talk to someone on the phone that says they're trying to help your computer and they send you a link to click on. Paula and I know someone that did that.
Oh boy. I had somebody call me this week from booking.com, and I had some colorful words for them.
Is booking.com still a thing?
It is,
but
but first of all, the person had a foreign accent, first of all.
Oh.
And second of all, I hadn't done anything through them, and if ever in years. But I did get totally scammed one time. Scams are getting very like sophisticated. Well, no, forgive me. I almost got scammed.
Okay.
I almost got scammed.
We're going to have to kick you out of the podcast.
I Googled Enterprise and their number. And
I remember you talking about.
And I called, and it sounded legit and everything. It was on Google, and I called, and the person that answered, they started, they were able to pull up all my information on the Enterprise website, long story short, they eventually started asking some very weird questions, and I was like, this is odd. Why do you need to know this? And they started saying, hey, we can, if you upgrade, we can do this amount for this long. And that was before it honestly that was before it got suspicious. And I was like, oh, okay. Cause they have done that before, But I never gave him any information. And actually I, hung up and, called a specific office that was close to us. And I told them all the information, and they were totally like shocked, and they got their like security team on it and stuff. But there was a website and everything, and that's
Some guy named Philip.
Well, no, this guy's name was not Philip. And
the security, the security guy.
The guy I was talking to was not named
Good
Philip.
old Philip.
Maybe Dillip, but not Philip.
Right.
So
I got called from a scammer one time, and it was one of the weak ones. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, all right. And he said something real bad. I said, excuse me, hang on one second. I said, do me a favor. Tell me you're a liar, and then hang up the phone. And he said, I'm sorry? I said, do it. Tell me you're a liar, and then hang up the phone. He says, no, I'm just trying to. I said, hey. Tell me you're a liar, and then hang up the phone. Say it. Say, I am a liar. And then hang up the phone. So I messed with him for a little bit. Other times I've just answered with accents and things like that, talking like an old lady with a, for an
Have you
accident
ever
or whatever,
watched
for and to me
any
anyway.
of the YouTubers that like?
I was just about to say that.
Oh, yes.
That does the email chains? Is that what you're talking about?
And they'll act like a really ignorant person, and the person on the other end gets so mad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So are you guys talking about the ones that text or email with if the people misspell something, the guy's just toying with them? Because I was originally talking about the guy who scams scammers.
No, that
and he gets into their webcams and they're like,
I've seen that too.
Hey.
He eventually does that, but there are they first toy with them, and they'll let them get to a certain place, and this particular guy that I've watched, he'll let them get to a certain place, and he'll be like, they'll be like, now click here, and he'll be like, click here, and they're like, no, don't click there, and he clicks, and they're like, no, why did you do that? You are so stupid. And then he goes, well, why would you, he'll like drop something that kind of tips him off. He'll be like, well, you're at the such and such building, right? And they'll be like, what?
No.
One of my favorite ones I saw, a guy, he was emailing one of them, and he had been saving all of their emails, and then he started mixing their email threads together, so they were all talking to each other. And they were all getting so mad with each other. They're like, why are you emailing? I don't remember all the details. Yeah, it was a really good one. There was
that's brilliant.
Like 20, 30 different scammers all in one thread, emailing each other. Like,
that's epic.
And trying to like actually still scam each other. Like, but they're all scammers.
Isn't it amazing? And I mean, we're on YouTube, and we have content on YouTube. The YouTubes. We have content on YouTube, the BFF Gang. Make sure to go and subscribe to the BFF Gang channel, as well as the Dudes channel. Smash it! Don't just click it. Break your equipment by smashing. Try to physically smash a like button.
How do you smash a like button?
Well, maybe if you're on a, like a touch screen, something like an iPad or an iPhone, and you're just,
but it's a very delicate, like,
you're just a clod with something. Just,
if you have fat fingers, then it just doesn't work right. So if you
you're just moving everything. No. Anyway, but the things that are on YouTube that just take you down the YouTube's rabbit hole, like, you get on the scammers scamming people. You get on just shorts of cooking cooking. I mean, I'm just like,
that's like half. That's like a quarter of my YouTube shorts.
But like, I'm watching and I'm like, I could never do this, and I'm just like, but I still am watching.
Totally.
Got it. But I can't do what they're doing, but I'm still watching it like, okay, got
Loren,
it.
you can do whatever you put your mind to.
So that kind of, put that in there.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, they use
You got to have the dry flour and the wet flour, and, that's...
I literally had Paula buy a certain type of eggs, a certain type of egg, because I saw... a home chef using this. I'm like, well, my eggs don't look like that. So what are those brand of eggs? I found what they were, convinced my sweet, precious wife to buy them. Guess how many eggs I've used? 0. So that...
Yeah, I bought a cooling rack because I'm like, I'm going to fry some chicken. And, but actually I did, and it was pretty good, so...
Oh, well, then that story isn't that the way you started it?
I literally thought, I was like, one time I bought... I used
Listen how dumb I am.
Man, I am such a loser. One day, I bought a car, and I actually drove it. It's a good car.
Yeah.
There's
hasn't
no
broken down on
story.
me.
It's actually really reliable.
I actually use that cooling rack a lot, and I'm really glad I bought it.
It's not relevant at all. Check this out. I bought this guitar, and actually I play guitar, so this is a good one.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody. This is the Dudes Podcast, episode 6. We're professionals.
We use things that we buy.
Yeah, we do. I want to hear about Taylor's last week, so I'll hit my stuff super quick. took a few days off work for my birthday. Devin's is coming up. Mine just passed. I am not old. Thank you. So my wife made me the same cake that she makes me every year and has for the past... has she done it
every year? Every year.
24 years we've been married?
I'm 99% sure.
Okay, so yeah, all 24 years that we've been married, and it is an out-of-the-box... I don't remember the brand. It's that
probably like
buttery
Betty Crocker
yellow
or
cake.
something.
Yeah, but Betty Crocker or Duncan Hines or something like that. It's the buttery yellow cake mix with just plain old milk chocolate icing, and I don't want anything
It's
else.
hard to beat I'm sorry, it's hard to beat the box stuff. It just is. I like boxed cakes.
I've tried.
I like boxed cakes. I like break and bake cookies or the big roll of cookie. Just the cookie dough that's prepackaged. I like the way those cookies taste. Way better than even what they have in like the deli. It's better. It's better.
I've tried. One year I tried. I don't think I tried it for my birthday. I bought her when she turned 30. I had a cake made, a big 3 and a big 0. And, fancy pants and all that. And it still couldn't compare to the box cake that she makes me. I mean, I know it was her birthday cake, but I'm like, yeah, I don't. Because she's like, would you like something like this for your birthday? I'm like, baby, don't know. I just want that same cake. And after like weeks, many, many, many weeks of just staying on point with the goals that I have, just for the few days you took away from work to celebrate my birthday, I crushed that box cake. And then, since it's the Dudes podcast, I did grill some steaks for myself over that time.
Well, and so let's stop and just pause on that. First of all, backtrack a little bit. I now have my own box cake that Kayla fixes for me.
I need to get a box cake.
Yeah, so
it's not your birthday yet.
It's basically 3 days, so this is ADHD. I'm telling a story that relates to yours. So I feel connected to you.
No, this special report's done. Back to you, Devin, in the studio.
No, but mine is hopefully it's not lame. It's not as cool as like a yellow cake with like chocolate icing. That's totally a dude's cake. Mine is that fake pink strawberry box cake with cream cheese icing.
That's a good cake. That's a good cake.
And maybe we can add some food dye to like make it like black, so it's not a pink cake, but I'm like, you know what? I'm secure enough and I like this cake, and please make it for me.
Well, sure, yeah. Absolutely. There's nothing. I'll tell you just real quick, not to get too deep in the weeds on this, but when your body's not used to eating cake with chocolate icing, like except for once a year, and then you, like I said, destroy what your wife made, your digestive system is like, I don't know.
Well, we got to get this out of here because this is unusual.
This isn't supposed to happen. So, but the Taylor cake for
go ahead. The cake.
I felt like Taylor was gonna.
I was gonna say actually, yes, I have something to add to the cake conversation.
Over to you, Taylor.
Thank you, Lauren. So actually, your sister joined in on this year for her birthday, and her choice cake she wanted me to make a cake. So it wasn't like she didn't say like I want a box cake, but she said I want you to make cake, and I'm like, well, I'm not a baker.
You're like,
she's like, make it, do it.
I don't
make me a cake for my birthday.
Pride myself in my baking abilities. So I went, but what she wanted was a strawberry cake with strawberry icing. And so I went to.
So I like a girl's cake, is what you're saying. That's what Taylor's saying.
Yeah. No, you do cream cheese icing. She does strawberry icing, so that makes the difference.
Mm-hmm. And so I did that. I did like 2 layers. I did strawberry, and then I did like strawberries. Did you have strawberries in yours?
No, I just like
Okay. Yeah,
And
there
then
you go. That's manly. That's manly right there. You didn't have any fruit, in the middle.
No fruit.
But yeah, so
No
strawberries,
no healthiness.
icing,
It's cake.
another layer, and then icing and strawberries.
So I remember this cake.
And it was really good.
It was
actually
really good. And I was like, happy birthday, Lindsay.
It was good.
But, to go back to where Loren stopped.
To your cake?
to where you stopped. The
Back to you in the
steaks that
studio,
you were
Devin.
talking about that you cooked.
Yes. I grilled them. Devin.
You did. Well, you did grill them, and you sent videos and everything. You're like, gonna bring this over to your house. And then I was like, I have the sniffles, and you were like, hey, so maybe we should.
Steak's gone.
Steaks and gone.
It's already gone.
So
It wasn't the sniffles. It was when the stomach bug was going around the Foster's house, and you guys had gone over. there. That's
well,
what
I
it
mean,
was.
you know what? Tomato, and all I'm saying is, you promised steak, and
Like, does your mother-in-law really have 109 degree fever?
you
Or
promised
is-
steak on your birthday to us, and we didn't get
On
it.
your
Also-
birthday. On your birthday.
On your birthday.
Yeah, on my birthday
To us.
and
One of our favorite holidays.
It is one of my favorite holidays because I know
But
I know
also-
the food's going to be good.
Yep, I know what to do. So I didn't promise you steaks. I promised you beef short ribs.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
It's also still beef.
Oh,
And
yeah.
still-
And I did smoke those bad boys. I used, by the way, I previously had, this is the Dude Podcast. Welcome. I previously had a pellet smoker. I will not name the brand. And it was okay. I had heard a lot about it and seen a lot of, you can do. Now, I made some good ribs on that pellet smoker.
Not
But
because of the pellet
I-
smoker, though.
that's true. The
Inspired.
the recipe that I had for the ribs were anyway, and I don't think I'll change from that recipe. But anyway, I purchased
those ribs
just
were good. I just remember.
Oh,
just
Oh yeah.
the memory of the ribs just hit Taylor.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Hit my palate.
Oh, that is
Nice
is
smoke
good
ring and
stuff.
everything.
Yeah, and a good bite. But I bought a Weber Smoky Mountain smoker. It just good old fashioned. Put your charcoal and your chunks of wood down the bottom. Let that bad boy burn. Just good old fire and a pan of water above it, just to create some nice steam. You guys, that thing holds its temperature so much better than that fancy schmancy automatic pellet smoker that I had. The smoke on this thing was unreal. These beef short ribs, you guys, they were unreal. I'm looking forward to making them again for everybody.
Loren, my birthday is in like
I'm getting hungry.
4 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's rude.
Yeah,
That's
and you're. When are you going out of town? By the way, don't say the date because this will come out long after you're gone. So if some near do wel's like, ha, now I know, and he comes to your house like 3 months later, he's like, oh, they're home.
this is so sad. This is making me sad because I have not had dinner, and this sounds
clearly it's affected your ability to listen. I asked you a question. When are you going out of town?
Oh, no. I was still at short ribs. So
Oh, you
Yeah.
were. I'm trying to find out if I've got time to make you short ribs before you go.
Answer the question.
Okay, so the 5th.
The 5th. Okay. So maybe
That's
maybe
a while,
I go.
right? What's today?
Well, yeah, Thursday's
I
the
think
4th.
it's like
so maybe
100
you
days
guys
from now.
maybe you guys come over on the 4th, and I'll have to get up a bit early to smoke those things. They take 4 hours,
There's no pressure. It's just, it's.
but they're very good.
Well, I know. I that's why I was excited for them, but I'm not like putting pressure on you to recreate that. It's a moment that's past. It's past. Like you can't live in the past.
I mean, I'll
No,
come over
and-
if Devin's skipping. I'll come over.
I
I'll bring my
didn't
family.
say I was
We'll eat
skipping.
it.
I said I wasn't putting pressure. There's a difference.
Well, I like any excuse. I can also make because I had the kettle grill and the smoker going at the same time. So the short ribs were smoking, and I made Paula hot dogs, and I grilled.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, I love it. But that would be my wife. She'd be like, I'd be like, steak or hot dog? She'd be like, hot dog, duh.
Hot dogs.
Like, I want to bite a steak, but we got to have a hot dogs if we're grilling, right?
Kayla does not care about steak.
Those hot dogs were good.
Kayla cares nothing about.
I grilled up a good T-bone and then a bone-in ribeye. And I kept those as leftovers, and I put rub on all of these and put them in the fridge overnight. You guys, those steaks were so.
Which seasoning did you use?
Tough. I used. I need to go back and look because I used something different on each. I used something on the short ribs, then something on the T-bone, then something on the ribeye. But
it was Kinder's, right?
I don't know if I used the Kinder's. I think I had already.
Okay.
I think I used something I had.
Yeah.
I am going to use the Kinder caramelized onion butter on burgers.
Man, I want to try that so bad. So I've become this giant proponent of Kinder seasoning and sauces, with the exception of every now and then they can hit a dud.
The Thai barbecue sauce was it awful. It was like eating the bumper of a car. It was terrible.
Their Louisiana hot sauce was not good. And
really?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Right, it was interesting.
I feel like that'd be simple.
I feel like they tried too hard. Yeah, but as far as seasoning goes, their wood fire something and some kind of seasoning with some it's got cumin in it and stuff. So it's got more of a Mexican flair to it. It was a lot. It was a little overpowering in my opinion, but outside of that, like their steak blend, best steak seasoning I've ever had. I've cooked it for multiple people, including my stepfather-in-law, who is ridiculously picky, especially about steak, and he was over the moon about it. The blend, which is just like their blend of salt, pepper, and garlic, spot on. Their hot honey barbecue sauce on
hot honey.
Oh
good.
My gosh, it's on point.
Their gold is good too. Their gold.
I want to try the gold.
Yeah, it's got I think it's a more mustard base. I am really happy with the other rubs I have as well.
Oh, you have lots of. That's not to say that there's like no other rub or anything.
So it's hard to pull away, and it depends on what I'm wanting. Do I want a sweet heat? Do I want something really savory? One thing I did is I made sure that I used things like for the short ribs. I used a rub that was more. I used a rub and the wood chunks that I used. I made sure they were milder so they didn't overpower the taste of the beef. I used apple wood chunks instead of something like mesquite or something like that.
For the short ribs?
For the short ribs, yeah.
Interesting.
And it was perfect. Now, for the steaks and the hot dogs, I used hickory. Hickory? Yeah. Because that's got a real heavy smoke flavor to it, and it was perfect. But for the short ribs, I stayed with something that was a little more, just a little lighter to bring out the flavor of the meat. We have talked about medicine, the flavors of medicine,
scammers,
and scammers. And here we are with true dude food. I think. I mean,
I'm in the process of personally trying to find exactly what you're talking about, like that subtlety. I feel like I like bold flavors. I really do, but I appreciate I don't mind, like, this is why I don't mind going to really nice restaurants, because it's not that their flavors are super bold. They just know how to make it all work together.
It's like a science.
It is. It totally is. Mm-hmm. And it's something you don't get. Like if I'm at a Chili's or something, just give me bold flavors, But when you go to
do your thing.
yeah.
Chili's.
Yeah, you're
Whip it
telling
up.
the cooks in the back, don't even try. Just
Throw it on
just
there.
go ahead with bowls.
Exactly, yeah. But you go to a place where they have a legit head chef. They've designed the menu. They're using their experience. It's almost like hiring a producer to produce a song, right?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing, and that's why you're paying the money you're paying. It's not for the. I've heard people say, "Oh, I could buy this ingredients at the store for like $50," and I'm like, "You do that and see what happens,"
Yeah. You know what? If the language wasn't so bad, Eddie Murphy would tell you what it's like when your mom tries to make a McDonald's hamburger. I can make that at home. Kids, don't go watch that. It is foul language stuff.
Like, I'm still trying to figure out the smash burger. I've been doing it for 2 years now, and I'm still like, it's good, but I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for. And I think mainly because I'm using low fat patties.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
The last smash burgers I made, we had some friends over. The last smash burgers I made were really good. The next time I make them, I'm not going to use an egg yolk in the mix. It makes the patties a little too rich and a little too well formed, and they don't stay as flat as I want them. But the flavor was really
I'm
good.
always trying to make healthy smash burgers, and I just think that.
You're making burgers. It's an insult to the meat.
Well, yeah, but
if you're like, oh, but this is arugula, you use this.
No, if I'm making it at
Actually,
home,
like
I'm
arugula.
always trying to put like a healthy spin on it. I buy the 90 or 93% lean beef, and then I try to make
Get
burgers.
those gains.
Yeah, I'm not to be that guy, but I really am. Like, when I'm cooking at home, I'm often trying to cook good food, but it's healthier than you would get at a
Better ingredients.
better ingredients,
Better pizza.
better stuff. For my birthday, I think
Please
I
sponsor
just
us, Papa John's.
I think I just want a proper smash burger, so I may just go get the 85.
If you're going to take the time to grill something that's not chicken, if you want to be healthy, grill chicken.
Well, that's not fair.
Nope.
That's
No.
not fair.
Nope.
No, you
No.
can be
Or
healthy and have
turkey.
red
Nope.
meat. You can be
Nope.
healthy and have red
Nope.
meat.
I didn't say you couldn't be healthy with red meat. I'm saying if you're going to have chicken or a like a lean steak, like a fillet or something like that. Okay, or not. That's not a lean steak, but it's not as heavily
Sirloin.
marbled.
Which is
Nobody.
Or just make that the only meal that you eat that day or 2 days, depending on how big
Why
it
would
is.
you even talk about a sirloin? What's wrong with you?
I didn't say I cook it. I just
I just eat a flank steak. Skirt or flank, those are good, but man, a flank steak is tough.
let's go with skirt.
But anyway, if you're gonna do something like a ribeye, or if you're gonna do something like a smash burger, you're just losing so much when you try to go.
Yeah, I think
You
you're
just-
right. I think I just
If you're gonna do that, just do it, or go with an alternative. Make a turkey burger or something.
well, you don't
like
have to
Or
go.
just
That's
expect it to be not as good.
craziness. Now you're
I
just
beg your
now you're
pardon.
just
Nope.
turkey burger.
If-
Over
if
a
you're
lean
gonna
beef?
insult a
No, it's
burger-
still beef. It
Right,
still
Chris
tastes
Traeger.
good.
if you're gonna insult burgers, just
I mean, they were still good. They just
gobble,
weren't.
gobble.
I'm looking for that lacy. I'm looking for that lace. You know what I mean? Like,
I was looking for that lace.
yeah, that's what they call it. There's oh
I
man,
thought you meant like the
no, I forget his name. There's
Silver
a dude
lining.
on Now We Feast. His whole thing is burgers. Like that's his name, or that's his thing. Let's see. Now We Feast.
researching during a show.
Burgers,
Episode
that's
6.
right.
Welcome everybody.
The Burger Show is what it's called. George Motz. That's his name. George Motz. And his whole thing is burgers. And I've watched so many of his videos on how to do it, but I've never bought the proper beef to do it with. he's like making these incredible smash burgers that have they call it the lacy edge, the crispy edge. Yeah.
You need the fat for that.
Yeah, that Steak and Shake kind of thing. Steak and Shake makes, or at least they used to make epic smash burgers.
I think used to is the key. So I do want to finish just a couple of things that
and then he made
time off,
a white burger, White Castle burger with the he did though. But
so Paula and I.
Oh, I forgot we're on you.
Yeah, for some reason we decided to start binging New Girl again.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just ridiculously funny. I did do something because Paul and I on the BFF Gang channel, we do little movie reviews called He Said, She Said movie reviews. And it's not something you're going to tune into to find out if the latest movie is any good and should I go see it. We're not movie critics. We're really trying to show the dynamic of a husband and wife watching something that maybe one doesn't really want to see, or it's the type of movie they're not typically interested in. How does a movie play for two people who love each other but have very different movie tastes? That's the purpose of that. So go subscribe to the BFF Gang channel and watch that among the other great videos we have over there. Smash it. Physically assault the like button. That sounded rough. But I jumped the gun and I bought sight unseen Godzilla Kong the New Empire.
It's out?
Yeah.
Is that a new one?
Buy movies.
Buymovies.com.
Yeah, it's actually been
My
out for a
wife
little
is
bit.
going to be ecstatic about that.
Yeah, so it is out. Your wife, she just because it's heavy King Kong. By the way,
That's her.
Even though Godzilla's name,
no, Godzilla's her.
yeah, even though Godzilla's name is first, he's like, guys, I'll be over here. Like, I'll be right back.
I gotta go swimming
take care of
for a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta go take care of this. I'm gonna go like beat up this other monster for no reason other than to like maybe kind of take his power.
You guys see that guy? He looked at me funny. I'm gonna go handle that.
The spoiler is it's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. It is. So
Is it not
you
good?
remember how? Do you remember how like kind of serious and intense the first Godzilla was from like 2014 or whatever?
The first
2013?
two were like, and then Kong versus Godzilla was awesome.
Is this a sequel? Is this a sequel to?
This is like fourth.
It's a continuation of the story. Yeah.
Okay.
It's in that universe.
I need to rewatch them.
But like, I want to say this to Warner Brothers. Stop putting these people in the movies. We don't care about them. We only want to see Godzilla, King Kong, and any other big monster that they're going to fight. This whole dynamic with this lady and her special psychic
this makes me so
kid that
sad.
she found from an extinct tribe that they signed each other, and she runs some kind of corporation. And then there's a guy who has a podcast, and then there's another guy. He's eccentric. He's almost Ace Ventura, and he's like a really smart Titan doctor. Oh, stop putting these people in these movies. They're the worst.
I wonder how much money they'd save if they just didn't use those actors.
I can't.
Seriously.
I can't break it to my wife because
No.
and
She might
She'll
like
enjoy
it.
it.
She might like it.
Well, yeah, and you know, I got the rare breed of woman that is both attractive and also likes the mindless action movies. She likes Fast and Furious. She likes Godzilla.
Then this is perfect because, okay, all I'm going to say, this is not a spoiler. I'm just going to throw this out there. And here it goes. Kong, Godzilla, and the bad guy monsters, they fight in 0 Gs.
Hey.
Yep. Yep, that's what I said. Just testing. Test. Is this
Hello?
on? Test. Godzilla fights in 0 gravity.
Oh, this is really bad.
And so does King Kong. And friggin' what's the orangutan character
And
from
then Sharknado
Jungle
comes,
Book?
right?
Basically, I was expecting it any second. No. Here's the, let me back off a little bit. I'm super intense about this. But the Meg 2, the trench,
Yeah.
that was pretty. I mean, everybody knew they were getting something pretty silly with that movie, and it actually turned out
Pretty
to be
good.
from a creature feature standpoint, not bad. So if you go into it with that kind of okay, that's what I'm going to see. It won't be that bad. But I'm just telling you,
but 0 gravity.
when I saw Godzilla and King Kong fight the bad Titans in 0 gravity,
Titans,
and
spoiler Titans.
Why is
Multiple.
that
Multiple.
spoiler?
I thought it was just one. The orangutan.
What would you rate the movie?
There's a
1
bunch
out of
of
10.
Also, there's a tiny monkey. There's a tiny giant monkey. Like he's bigger than any people and like any other animal.
directed this?
And he fights.
I need to write a
in
letter.
0 Gs.
I've not
He's
seen the movie. I need to write a letter.
a strongly worded letter. What I would give it out of 10.
Adam Wingard.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. I actually
above 5?
I want maybe a 5.
Adam
maybe a
Wingard,
5.
Wingard directed it.
Careful. I desperately want my wife to watch this. Even though I've already seen it, I want to do a he said, she said movie review with this because I want to see what my precious bride does when she sees this movie.
He did
Now,
Kong versus Godzilla. Or Godzilla versus Kong.
Sure.
It sucks.
Whatever cartoonishness was in Godzilla versus Kong,
Yeah.
take that and multiply it just exponentially. The people are massively annoying, and now let me say this:
Is Millie Bobby Brown even in it?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. Thank goodness.
I mean, yeah, it just seems inconsistent.
Devin's favorite.
No, not at all. Like,
I'm just joking. Just joking.
But they didn't have her in it because they're realizing more and more we don't need to spend that much money
Right.
on the people on
No.
the actors because they're just throwaway characters. Here's a fun fact: I could not tell you the name of one of the human characters. Not one.
Trapper.
I don't even know who that is. Is that the guy? Is that the guy who's basically Ace Ventura?
He is played
Is he
by
in an
Dan
Hawaiian shirt?
Stevens.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
That's a made up name, by the way. Dan.
So
Stevens.
Dan Stevens. So I'm only because I'm looking at his credits right now. He is in my on my list of actors that I don't like because he was the Beast in that horrible live action version of Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, my wife refuses to watch
It's garbage.
It is. No one will ever get her to watch.
Garbage.
Welcome everybody. I love how many things you're talking about, and there's been no dead air. This is amazing. But there are stretches of scenes, and let me say something. There are scenes where there's like no human in it for a while. So that means there's no dialogue because these animals don't talk. But there's literally a scene where King Kong, who can't talk, is trying to communicate to Godzilla, who can't talk or understand a language. No, I'm not here to fight. I actually want to talk to you about something. But they don't talk. So it's like a real. It's like, oh, if they would just stop
Makes
and
sense.
just try. If Godzilla would just listen for a second, and there's a. I won't spoil this, but there's something that happened in Godzilla King of the Monsters that was pretty significant that they just undid in this one.
Gosh, that's so sad. And
I
that's
don't understand why.
after Monarch just being just.
Oh yeah, it's nothing. It's
Monarch was. I was
That's
so
a pretty good balloon deflation sound.
that actually sounded like a good firework. It sounded like a good firework before it explodes.
We were so excited about Monarch, and we just watched it.
I was excited
and
about
they
Monarch.
just got into this. They started creating telling these characters backstories and making it stuff that it just was shoehorn. I mean, you talk about. I mean, if you type shoehorning, and this. The Monarch comes up because they shoehorned some garbage in there that was totally unnecessary that no one cared about, and
like one of the characters' backstory about her preferences.
Exactly, like an entire episode. They're like, hunting a
by the
monster,
way,
and they're focusing.
I know you're here to see Godzilla and other Titans, but let's take an entire episode to let you know. This character, whose name you don't remember because she doesn't matter, she's gay. Yeah. Did we say that loud enough? Here's a whole episode about it that's not going to matter later on.
They're looking for a monster, and the whole time they're looking for a monster, the focus is her ex-girlfriend relation, and I'm like, I don't care. Just look for the monster and find it.
It matters. Did any of that matter to any of the final episodes? No.
And you know, I don't know. You know why?
Or did you not finish it?
Not finished it.
Well, you're not missing anything. You mean spoil some stuff?
No, not on the podcast. No. You can spoil one-on-one, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll spoil it one-on-one.
And if you liked Monarch, no judgment. No judgment because, like...
Hold on. Slight judgment.
I don't... Well...
No, but if you did, fine. That's great. No, fine. I mean, there wouldn't be any judgment.
You have terrible taste in TV shows, but no judgment.
Yeah, I mean, that's... hey, here's the thing. You know why there's no judgment? I've been wrong before.
Well, that's true. That's true. I have liked bad show... No, I've never liked a bad show.
You've liked bad what? Shows?
Yeah. No.
Finish the word. So... let's complete our sentences.
Shows.
It's a family show. Welcome. So Godzilla X Kong. I don't know what the X stands for. The new empire.
It stands for powered. What was it? P90X.
P90X. It is cartoonish. There's enough monster stuff in it that you're like, hey, they did that. Hey, look at that.
Well, it's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes audience score.
Audience score. My wife liked Fast and Furious.
54%.
So
on second viewing, I may like it better.
Probably not.
I own it. I bought it outright because, do you know why I bought it though? I must have an entire series. Welcome to a little bit about Uncle. Even if it gets exponentially worse, I still have to have the entire series.
Because you see that space, you see that gap, and you're like, no.
Yeah, it's a thing. The only time I won't do something is if they do something that I disagree with morally.
Yeah, totally.
And there are some.
You have your boundaries. Yeah.
I do have my boundaries. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to have anything that Disney Star Wars makes after what. I don't think I've enjoyed anything they've done since Mando season 2. And And then this show they've got out, The Acolyte, is just it is
Acrolite?
garbage. But
The snare drum?
Alka-Seltzer. It is. I won't. I'm going to let Taylor talk about that. But so I don't know. I'm obviously frustrated with the way some entertainment's going. But anyway, Taylor Ulysses Foster.
Hello. That's it. That's me.
Welcome back, sir. Welcome back from your trip, your family trip.
Relaxing,
Trip-a-doodle.
non-eventful trip.
Yep, nothing happened. Nothing happened when you got back. Everything's been great.
Great. It's totally stress-free.
Taylor, welcome, folks of the Dudes Podcast. Tell everybody, how you doing?
Well,
I am.
I will tell you. Doing okay.
Really good.
Devin, you will not take this from me. This is my time.
Back to you in the studio, Devin.
Just joking. Yeah,
So my favorite cake is the one with
Strawberry. ahead,
Yeah, so
Taylor.
we took a trip. I don't know if we didn't. Did we talk about it on the previous?
No, I mean,
podcast?
No, I don't know.
I think we may have mentioned that it was.
Mentioned
that
it,
you
yeah.
were going on a
Yeah,
trip.
we're going on a trip. Yeah. So we went for we were gone for about a week, and we went and saw my family in the town that they live in, and it was good. We leave. I don't know how everyone else does it, especially with kids, but we leave early in the morning, like really early, like 3. We try to leave at 3.
What's the
kids.
weather like in Shanghai this time? Oh, I'm sorry.
It was. You know, the feds
We'll
are going to
cut-
show
we'll
up
cut that out.
at the containers.
We'll cut that out.
At the shipping
We'll
yard.
Take that out. Mark
Yeah.
that.
Thanks, Jake. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, we leave early in the morning. So we drove. We got to spend time with family. It was really good. It's always good to see my family.
That's good.
And yeah, it's good.
It was
It's good
like
to
if
see
it was
family.
like if it was like I hate seeing my family.
He's like, we saw my family, and let me just tell you,
Yeah, we
glad
would,
that is over
would
with.
not have spent 5 days there.
I've
if that
had
was the
those
case.
experiences though, not with anybody on this pod.
Hey.
No.
I was about to say, you're on this with
extended
family. Right?
extended family. Probably no one listening to this podcast, but yeah, it is. There's definitely been some moments where I'm like, "Whoo, glad that's over."
Yeah, they probably listened to the first episode and thought how they could do it better. So, anyway, Taylor, back to you in the studio. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So my favorite cake is the.
Your favorite cake is not as good as mine. Taylor, back to you.
You guys are making me want cake.
Man, how about cake is amazing, right?
Cake is pretty good.
How about nobody sitting down for cake?
But I also have some of those mini glazed apple pies here at home. So.
Taylor's going to talk now, everybody.
Any minute now.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's happening.
I believe in you, Taylor.
I believe in
you can
it,
do
too.
this. You have a strong personality, Taylor. Go.
Here we go. I mean, it's been a long week and a half, is what I'll say. We went. I'll just kind of squish it all together. We went and saw my family. It was good. It was fun. We got to hang out with everybody. Luke had a great time. Luke's at an age where he can he's remembering places and people, especially when we've been gone for so long, you know. And then so that was good, and it was definitely a trip. It was a lot of. We tried to work in time where we could just rest and hang out as a family, but it all ended up being going here, going there, meeting these people here, and it was good. But I mean, still, you get tired after that stuff. And we ended it the trip. So hung out with my family, and we ended up meeting up with your dad and Sherry at Disney. And so we went to Disney for 2 days, and the plan was to wake up early Thursday morning and drive back here, because we're not too far of a drive from the Mouse. And so we were woken up early, about an hour and a half early from our alarms, to Luke throwing up all in our bed, in the hotel bed.
In the hotel bed? Oh,
bless his
no.
heart. Bless his heart.
I mean, it'd be impressive if he threw up in his bed from the hotel. That'd be pretty.
I didn't know. Well, so,
it's good
but
that
he
it
was
a hotel
in.
bed
He was
because, like,
no. But was he sleeping in like a separate bed? Is what like his own bed?
Like, was he in like a pull-out bed, or your
he got
guys'
in our
bed?
bed. He was originally in like the couch bed, but he kept waking up in the middle of the night and like trying to figure out where we were. So we were like, just get in our bed. But yeah, so he was in our bed. But I mean, it's kind of like,
Did it get on you guys?
not terrible because no, it didn't.
Okay, thank God.
Kind of not terrible because we're kind of like, oh yeah, take all this off, and you know the hotel's gotta. I mean, we let them know. We weren't like just left it for them. We were like, hey, this happened, just so you know. But
That was really sweet of you. Hey, there's a ton of vomit upstairs.
just brace yourself. But so we were, like I said, it was like an hour and a half before we were actually going to wake up, and then me and Lindsay just looked at each other and we were like, we should probably just go ahead and leave now, right? Yeah, because why would we try to go back to sleep, you know, or any of that? So pack up. It's early in the morning. We're leaving, and so the hotel we were staying at actually had they were having construction on their parking lot, so you had to park in like their event center, which was, I mean, maybe a quarter of a mile, like.
Yeah, I know
away.
exactly what you're talking about. It is a haul.
Yeah, and so I walked, left Lindsay and the kids in the lobby, and by the time I got back, Lindsay's like cleaning up. He puked again in the lobby of the hotel, but I think since he contained it, it was. I don't think it was like on the floor or anything. So from there, we drove home. He got sick more times in the car. Got home. And pretty much by the time he took his nap that day, he was better. And he was good the whole time, though. Like, he was your typical, you know, toddler, 3-year-old, just having fun. But just would occasionally, you know, stop what he's doing to, you know, miss the bag that he has next to him to, you know.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Poor Lukey.
Is that a common thing, Devin?
So actually, I am developing a theory right now.
Okay.
Because we started taking trips with John when he was 3. We had our first big family of 3 vacation when he was 3, before Sarah was born, and I can tell you, around 3, when we started taking those trips, I'm not speaking anything. This is not going to happen to you. We had many incidents of him throwing up in the car. And one was when we were visiting our friends of ours in Kingsland, Georgia. And we are on the way to their house to say bye to them before going back home. And we are on like the access road to get to their neighborhood. You know, it's not the main road, but it's like that road you take to get to the neighborhood. And John starts kind of fussing, and he says, my throat hurts, my throat hurts, my throat hurts. And then it's just like, yeah, this is when this is like our fourth podcast with bodily functions.
There'll be more.
This is
the Dudes podcast.
This is where this is the age,
sound bites.
This is the age where he threw up at the public pool. You remember? Yeah. This is the age where he threw up in the car 3 times.
He threw up on the way when you guys were coming to see us that one time,
That's
right?
4, by the way.
Is that right before Luke was born?
So I'm trying to think. There was also a time when he had just finished potty training, and we were coming to Atlanta. He had just finished potty training.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah, but he was still wearing what we called nighttime underwear, which was pull-ups for nighttime because he learned to control his bladder while he's awake, but not while he was asleep. So
Same.
yeah, we
Just kidding.
yeah, we decided to.
You said same. Is that what you said?
I thought you meant like that's where Luke is, but you mean for you, yeah, totes.
Oh no, not me.
But
We totally got that under control.
But yeah, that's when he fell asleep, and we were like, we didn't put him in nighttime underwear, and then he peed, and we had to pull over to figure something out. We were in Gainesville. I had a phone interview in like a few minutes, and it was very stressful.
The perfect timing.
It was. So I feel
So
like
what's your theory?
this age is when that kind of stuff. 3 to 4 is when
Okay.
Get you some good weather mats. Get you some seat covers, some good seat covers, and a good shop vac.
Except we're not going to get sick, so.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Close off that access point so that the devil can't get you there.
Well, but by the way, I mean, for anyone who's listened to the episode of the Dudes podcast where I gave my history, I was much older when I shut the seafood restaurant down. I was like I was in elementary school, and I shut down someone's dream of a restaurant. And
Wonder what they're doing now.
Some Japanese person it was because it was a Japanese restaurant, right?
no, seafood.
I'm sorry. I thought sushi. Sorry. So some
Our parents going to sushi.
You're making some very good points right now.
It's a very good point. Our mother getting sushi. Sir, this isn't cooked. Sir.
Now
He doesn't.
I just want to take
Sir.
I want to take Dad and Sherry to get sushi.
I need to see my dad use chopsticks. That's all I want. I just want to see.
But I'm sorry, Taylor. I hate that happened, but I can totally identify.
Well, that's just the start. So
boy.
Buckle up.
We're not done yet.
We're not done.
Here come more puke stories.
Yep, absolutely. But Luke, so Luke got better. Like, he took a nap. He takes naps at like 11, or no. He took an early nap because he woke up early. So he took a nap at like 11. He was good. That was Thursday. Friday passed by. He was good. And then comes Saturday morning, where apparently me and my 10-month-old Lily, we both got whatever he had, and I saw the food again that I ate the night before. So, you're welcome.
That was right when. Don't you like it when that happens? Like you burp right when someone says that, and you're like, "Oh no, is this the end? Is this it?"
I texted my friend saying that that we were sick, and he was immediately like, "Why do I feel I read that and I feel sick now reading that?"
Yeah, he's reading his text going, "What? No."
Now I feel bad about talking about sniffles.
Yeah, Devin's like, I had
drainage and a little bit of a cough.
Hey guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little under the weather.
It's been awful.
Yeah.
No one can possibly
right
understand my trauma and my pain.
I really need a Halls menthol right now. It's been, I don't know. I'm lucky that I'm upright right now. I should be in bed. But Taylor, how has your week been? Can you tell I'm still congested in my sinuses? Yeah, Taylor. Oh, you've thrown up 30 times.
I'm glad you didn't go first, because I would have been like,
It's like my daughter has a fever, which is pitiful because she's precious.
Oh.
But yours threw up. I'm sorry.
she's precious, but so is Lily, and she threw up.
And Lily's like 10 months
With
old.
her
and
squishy
she's like,
smile.
with her squishy smile, then just.
But not just, I mean, she didn't just do it. She did it into her toy basket. So she was in her crib. She was in her crib facing like the
kids.
door.
Oh my
probably
gosh.
Bless her heart.
probably in baby talk, calling out for help, saying, "Hey, something's about to come out of me," you know.
Yeah.
And
This is happening.
and her little like stuffy toys boxes in between her crib and the door, and just straight into it, like she's like, you know, basketball star, and just
Oh, that is
Slam
something,
dunked.
regardless of the age, that kids seem to have, and I'm speaking for myself when I was a kid, seem to have the ability to do. They're like, you know what? Where's the most inconvenient place
Middle of
for
a
me to
public
vomit
pool.
right now? Yeah, middle of a public pool, right next to customers at a brand new restaurant, and then look at them when you're finished like, did you get all that, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, whatever your name is, or on a cash register at a Kmart. Just it's not like someplace convenient like outside in the parking lot where you're like, man, that was great. Oh, in the parking lot, and then you're just like, everybody quick, get in the car, nobody saw that, we can just leave it, the rain will take care of this, and it'll all go down the storm drain. No, this is where whoever
man.
else is involved has
Yeah.
so many things they have to do
Oh,
to
man.
make this.
But did it get on the
Better.
carpet?
You know, I was sick and I was completely out of it, so
But if it,
Bless
you know
you.
what?
Lindsay
Yeah,
on.
if we'll have
Lindsay.
Lindsay on. I don't.
we'll have a guest next week.
Thinking
Yeah.
back, I don't think it did. So actually, I think Lily did you a favor.
Except
So all
she
in
gotta
her
clean all
stuffed
the
toys?
She's
so-
like, yeah, but that's
Yeah.
all washable. That's all you can wash. That you can either put it in the dishwasher. You can wipe it. You can put it in the sink. You can put it in the washing machine. Carpet.
dishwasher.
Yeah.
Did you say dishwasher?
I did. Carpet is not dishwasher safe. It's less than my checked.
No,
And
you
I've
need to
tried.
try.
Not really.
Yeah. Sweet little Lily. And
Yeah,
Taylor,
it
I'm
was-
sorry you were sick as well.
I think she got over it pretty quick, but also we found out thanks to Devin, we looked up her, what is it? Not milestones.
Wonder
it's
weeks.
like
The leaps. The developmental leaps.
Yeah. She's also in in the middle of a fussy
storm.
phase. Yeah, and it says that it could go on for
Me
eight
too.
more weeks. So
It's fun.
Oh,
It's fun.
But also
Kids are
she's
great.
teething, so and her teeth, four of her front, top and bottom teeth are coming in.
That's the way to do it, though.
So
All at once. Just get it all at once. Like,
yeah. If you can talk to the Lord and tell him which teeth you want to come in, go
Just say
ahead.
all
and
of them.
do
all of them at once.
Just do it. Just do wholesale. Just do wholesale. Just all in. And I've got. I'm
I feel like
ready.
that's how it was with John. It was like one day we woke up, no teeth. Next day we woke up, he was teething for a while, and then all of a sudden he was like,
pearly white. You know what's funny is with Lindsay, not to put you on blast, Lindsay, but she said with Luke before we had Lily, she was like, I could do labor again and all that stuff, but I can't do teething. Teething was the thing that she was like, I don't know if I could go through that again. It was really bad for Luke. He
I
had
get
like
that. Yeah.
fevers.
totally get
He
that.
had,
I remember
I
her
did
talking about
We-
that here at the house.
Yeah, because we were with you guys. Like that was when, I don't know if you remember, we went to the urgent care because he was
yeah.
screaming like all day, did not stop.
Yeah.
And we were like, something's not right about this. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing that we could do, just screaming. And they were like, oh yeah, he's teething. And they're like, here, just give him whatever, children's Tylenol or whatever it was.
This sounds dismissive, and I don't mean it that way. I really don't, because
But here he goes.
But because let me preface by saying the fact that women are not the same as men, and that's the best thing about them.
Well, hold on a second. I'm just
It's like one comedian said, a woman is not the same as a man. It's actually my favorite thing about a woman. She's not a dude.
She's not.
I mean, women legit, they have God gave them superpowers of birthing, and that is something to be respected, and it is, it's amazing.
Well done, ladies.
It's simultaneously one of the most common acts in the world and most amazing acts in the world, But
Let's give it up for women real
like
quick.
the Lord.
Devin, hit that clapping sound bit.
It's
You
post
won't
production.
be able to find it.
My goal is just to give you so much work in post production that you're like, dang it, Taylor, I have to add this.
But legit. I mean, I think the wives would I think the wives would agree that some of the challenges that come along after are worse than the actual birthing process.
Especially
Man, I'm ready to see the comments on that one.
But I mean, I think
let us know how you feel, ladies.
Well, I mean, I think Lindsay would just. He said Lindsay basically said that. I know.
true.
I mean,
So this is
y'all.
Lindsay's fault.
Sleep deprivation is a type of torture. It is a legit.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
And
Yep.
you know, it's like I told one guy who had a baby or babies.
He didn't.
Well, no, he didn't. No, he and his wife did. I said, week 1, you're like, man, I am tired. Week 2, you're like, whoo, man, I'm starting to feel it. Week 3, you're like, hey, this is really hard. Week 4, that's when the hallucinations set in.
Yeah.
And then year 3
like-
comes and
You're like, we had a baby and a unicorn. When did this happen? Where's this coming from?
You're just so sleep deprived that, and it's not like you can't faith it away. Like, because here's the thing, whether they sleep or not, especially when they're a baby, you have to wake them every 4 hours to feed them.
And like with Luke, Taylor told about last time, they had to wake him up every
2
2.
hours. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And that included when, like that time included when they stopped feeding him. So they would finish
Yeah.
feeding him and he'd be down for maybe an hour.
Golly.
yeah, we had to
And you
feed
had to
him
wake him up
every
again?
2 hours. So it wasn't every 2 hours after he eats and goes back to sleep. It's like, no, wake him
No.
up when you feed him, and then 2 hours from there.
2 hours from that point.
Yeah.
This
That's
goes on for weeks. So, you know,
Oh, yeah.
you know, birthing is not, it's not to take away from or to minimize the process of birthing. It's just to say it's to give reference point to how challenging some of these things are, you know.
Should we do a whole episode on our thoughts on labor and the
Don't
tolls
worry,
that
I've got a
women-
blog about that.
www.
My thoughts on birthing.
/
Birthing was so, like, being a new father was so traumatic for Devin. He's the only person that still has a blog.
It's so
Wait, do you really have a blog?
Do I
He's
really have
still
a blog?
back in 2000.
Yes. No.
Oh. Can I say something really funny? I just remembered that it's kind of off topic. But
I'm
kind
demanding you say something really funny.
So, I mean, okay. So whenever we were having Luke, I remember they were like, well, have you like been briefed on breastfeeding and all that,
I haven't.
you know, good stuff. And so they were like, well, we have, if you go to this, you can watch, and this was mid-COVID or whatever. So like, they're like, we have like these things you can go in another room, but since we're not, you can go to our website and we've got videos for you to watch. Videos. So we're like, okay, I guess we'll watch these videos, you know, and we had got nothing else to do, you know, waiting for this baby to come. And it's very old videos.
Nice. Nice.
And it's like there's a lady, and
Of course there
she's
is. Yep.
a little larger. And
Even better.
Yeah.
no, there's like no production in this. It's like someone took, you know, it's like your dad, not your dad, but you know, your dad.
Yeah, not my dad.
Hey, dad. Just,
Hey,
you know,
Dad.
took a.
And the lady in the video, she's like, "Why you got that camera?
took
What
a
do you- I don't even have my shirt on."
Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, but he's just filming, like, you know, and so, but first, you know, she's in the
She's
lay
eating
down
cotton candy
position.
or something like
She's
that.
in a lay down
Sure.
position in the hospital bed in the video, and they've got to get it up. So they start to raise it, and it's just like,
Quick pause. Then what happens? So
nothing.
what do they get now?
So it's about breastfeeding. It's
All this
teach
is
about
staying in.
breastfeeding.
Okay. So are they get? So What are they getting up? Is it the milk or?
No, she's in the hospital bed.
She's in the hospital, but
and
they
they
have to
ra-
get the bed up.
Yeah, because they lay down, so
Okay,
they got to raise it
right.
up so you could feed
Sure.
the baby.
If you're just joining us,
You picked a great time.
man, they had to get there. She's laying down the hospital bed, and they had to get it up.
Sorry,
And
should've
that,
been more
kids, is how
descriptive.
babies are made. That is how babies are made. When a man and a woman, anyway.
You're like, wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, we
Get
were
it
talking
up.
about the birthing process, Taylor. Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
so Taylor's taking us all the way
I took
back
it back.
to.
Yeah, I took it a little too far back. Sorry, guys.
So when a woman loves a man, she's laying down. And anyway,
Anyways,
wow,
so
wow,
they're
that is all staying in, by the
my
way.
gosh.
so first
Oh, man.
they're raising up the bed so she can sit up, and it's going very slow, making a very loud noise, and all of a sudden it skips.
This big lady just
Yeah. Yeah, and it literally drops back
no,
half a foot. It's like, and then it keeps going, and me and Lindsay are just like, what the heck
and
is
when it comes
happening?
back, she's like, "Oh, my father! Oh,
Oh my gosh! Why? I'm glad I haven't heard about this until this moment.
oh."
And there wasn't.
I
That's
need
what I wanted to say.
see this.
Is that? Well, I don't know if we'll ever be able to find it, but no. But then the rest of the videos, I don't remember it being educational. It's just this,
It's just a
large
sad couple
woman, and
trying
she
to get
feeds a baby, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't be watching this.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, "Is this how it's supposed to work?"
That is amazing.
Oh,
anyways, what were we talking about
this-
before that?
We were
She's asking for ice cubes. Oh my
So
gosh.
real quick, let me give a shout out to Lindsay Lindsay gave birth during bed
Yeah.
with a
Not only
face
that.
mask.
They said that she had COVID. Yeah.
That's true. I remember that.
So we were in a special room.
I don't know why I said that.
We should give Lindsay a special present on
I can
Luke's
validate this.
birthday.
She's got a trophy.
She does. Mm-hmm. That she deserved. She earned it. I should say with the COVID birthing.
Well done, Lindsay. Well done, Lenny.
Can you imagine the worst pain you've ever felt, and now put a mask on?
Not being able to breathe. And all of the nurses had to
Lindsay, I
have
gave you balloons.
they had to wear, it was like 2 suits pretty much, and they had to wear masks and a face mask,
And now we know none of that
face thing.
matters.
None of it.
None of it.
None of it. None of it. None of it.
But the nurses were really nice, and the one that was there, she actually she came to me and she said, "I'm not going to test you because if you test positive, I'll have to make you leave." She's like, "I'm just not going to test you."
God bless
Yeah.
that woman.
Yes,
For sure.
thank you.
Seriously.
God bless that woman.
Oh, we could do a whole podcast on the
Man.
the mess that 2020 was.
Man,
Yeah.
by the way, that about that video, that's the short that we've got to put out.
Oh man,
promote this. Wow.
y'all, I've never heard either one of you guys talk about that, and I'm so happy because that everyone
It was a
just
small
saw.
part of that experience. So I think the baby was a little more
Like you're
important.
both there with masks watching this
Yeah.
big lady.
Lindsay's like, by the way, I'm still in pain.
Yeah, still in pain.
I gave birth, but by the way, the body takes a long time to heal. And that's something they don't tell you about. They don't tell you all the stuff that comes afterwards. And I'm dealing with that right now with my mask
and watching this video.
and watching this
With
video.
my mask and watching this
I
video.
mean, the video
of this-
kind of made it better. It was pretty funny.
of this big
Oh my
lady.
gosh.
And they
But
had
hey,
to get it
2020
up.
was actually really good for. I mean, hold on, let me back up. I know,
There was Taylor's like, I don't know how 2020 was for anybody else, but booming time for us. We were.
it was
great.
that's what I was gonna say. For us, the Lord, I mean, He did a lot for us. We had our first kid. We got a house. Got our first house. And there's other stuff that happened in there, but also we had our first kid, so that kind of like we said, we were tired, so I don't remember all the things currently.
You never do.
But-
It's all just a
that's-
hallucination.
That's the year that I got my current job, so I transitioned from my old job to my new job.
Just jobs.
Jobs.
That's the only thing you transition.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
I'm sure the viewers were concerned
very
and
confused.
they've had questions.
Men and women are different. Just by the way.
And that's what actually made it possible for us to move here and eventually start what is the BFF gang.
So I'm looking at the show notes. We're professionals. We have show
Professional.
We have notes
Professional
that I
podcasters.
added all of my
You did.
points
So
in.
you did a really good job of adding notes this time.
Yeah, don't look at the time, like the timestamp of when I added all those. Though.
So y'all should see my notes. My notes are amazing and impressive.
He has a single note.
We were sick.
Back to you, Devin.
but that note lasted a good, like 30 minutes.
So Devin, I mean, let's just point out how violently ill Taylor's whole family was, and Devin's only show note is, "We have been recovering from symptoms."
But also,
Devin's only show note is,
what's kind of funny is I haven't even finished yet. So
I know. I'm sorry, buddy.
oh no, you're good.
But Devin, I'm not diminishing that you guys weren't feeling well. I'm sorry.
You
but,
literally are. That's literally what you just did.
pretty much it.
I mean, it's
I'm not doing the very
serious.
thing I just did.
It's serious because I think that's what Lindsay might have right now.
Yo,
Yeah,
seriously?
thanks, Devin.
Yo,
I mean,
I'm
if it was like kind of like a cold, so
Yeah, yep.
so
So you guys stay away from me at church because I'm a picture of health. So just stay away from Uncle. Okay.
I mean, we didn't do any tests, but so what did I say?
Are you telling me I should stay home?
So pretty much
this weekend?
Sunday is when like me and Lily kind of got better. She's still kind of fussy, but she's a baby, and she's got her teeth coming in.
Baby.
But we went on the
being a
dinner Monday, and when we got back, Lindsay kind of started not feel good, and then Tuesday she was like out of it. I was working and taking care of both the kids, and then I went and got her medicine today from the store, so she's still getting better.
And I gotta say, I don't think that came from us. If anything, we all, because
Oh yeah,
I will say
who knows
this.
where anything comes from.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I know where the first man came from. So, because Scripture tells me, so I know where
You
things
got
came
me. You got me, Devin.
No,
Bible tells me
I remember
so.
honestly. We were driving to have our dinner Monday night, and she is clearing her throat, and it sounds like there's some substance to it. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Hey, Lindsay, you okay?"
Yeah.
She said, she goes, "Oh yeah, I ate some popcorn before I came." I was like, "Lindsay, I love you so much, but I can tell you now in the moment, I was like, I don't think popcorn sounds like popcorn. Popcorn's more like a
Dry.
like, oh, I got something, not that like liquidy wet, like."
Well,
Hey, did you have popcorn?
it was wet popcorn. Just kidding.
Yeah, it was extra butter. Extra butter.
And on the way home, like it was still happening. I was like, I maybe it's sinuses. And now, and I'm like,
Every time she did a popcorn cough, Devin's like, oh. I don't think that's popcorn. Oh. I don't think that's popcorn, Lindsay.
so that was so funny. She's like, oh no, I had some popcorn, and I was like, yeah, okay. I don't think that's what popcorn sounds like. I love you so much, Lindsay.
I love you so much, Lindsay. I cannot believe I'm laughing at the baby girl.
Yeah, she's still not feeling good. So
Oh, jeez.
Dadgum popcorn.
you know that popcorn gets stuck. It takes a while to get out.
Oh,
You try mouthwash. You try
welded up there. You
toothpicks.
can't.
Mucinex, buddy.
popcorn.
Mucinex.
Yeah.
That'll get the popcorn out. Devin, how do you play the telephone game with somebody that has a has a speech impediment?
You embarrass them in front of everyone and say, I don't know what they're saying. All it sounds is like this. And then you mock them. And you don't realize what you're mocking is a speech impediment. And everybody's like, shh, shh. And you're like, what? What? All I know is I can't understand what they're saying. They're not speaking clearly.
I had a friend one time who was trying to hit on a girl. This is in like high school.
Oh boy.
and she had a speech impediment, and he was like talking to her, and then he's like, I really like your accent. What is that, like Australian? And she goes, no, I have a speech impediment. And
oh my gosh.
I walked away. I didn't hear what happened next. I walked away.
But did it deter him, or was he like, I don't care?
I walked away. No, I don't think he cared.
Yeah.
I mean, he thought it was Australian, so
Yeah.
Yeah. Was he like, oh, but I think it's lovely. She's like, it really looks like it's going to wane. And he's like, oh, is that Australian?
He starts singing
Crikey.
Stevie Wonder.
Is that, yeah.
There's one thing I thought about on our trip, Loren.
Okay.
And I wanted to see your opinion and how you feel about it.
Cool. No problem.
We went on you too, Devin. You can let me know too. But Loren is more specific when it comes to this.
Yeah.
It's food. So, so me and Lindsay had a date night while we were visiting family, and we went to a sushi restaurant, which I know you like sushi.
I do.
But this one was like half. Devin, you like sushi too? Devin, everyone. Jake, you got that?
Jake,
Put big
can
words
you do the
on
bubble with the thumb? No, not for Devin. Okay.
Sorry, Devin.
Don't mess this up for me, Jake.
You must have not given him his Christmas tip.
Yeah. Knew I forgot something.
So it was a sushi restaurant, and it's like partially automated with robots.
Like
So
in Japan?
like
Like one of those diners in Japan?
Well, we weren't in Japan.
But like
Right,
one of those
but we're
diners
not-
in
Is
Japan.
Shanghai in Japan?
We're not
I'm just
go-
kidding.
Yes. Yes. Shanghai is
It is not
actually
there.
the capital of Japan.
It was actually Shanghai,
That is not
Alabama.
Kids, that is not true
kidding.
at all. Shanghai, Alabama.
So the idea is it was really cool actually. Actually, I think
Southeast Asia.
the idea was a little cooler than like the actual taste of the food. But
Do they have a little gimpy robot?
it wasn't bad. It was cool.
But or it sounds like the robots are awesome, and then the sushi was like Kroger sushi.
The robot had a speech impediment.
Yeah, filthy.
It sounds like the sushi may have had a speech impediment.
You're toothy.
Oh, I see you ordered ramen. I literally have it right here.
Oh Lord, please don't let us
Literally-
get demonetized.
Literally, you can take it from my
Oh,
tray.
we're so sorry. If you have a speech impediment, we love you.
Yeah, but we're talking about a robot having a speech impediment.
My son doesn't know how to say
Talk
ours
about all
yet, so-
inclusive.
Yeah.
So anyways, there's conveyor belts that go by each table, and on those conveyor belts they'll have a sign with what sushi's coming up next, and then you just grab whatever you want off the conveyor belt. It's covered, so people can't cough on it or whatever thing. Like it has, protection. That was a weird word to use for sushi. Anyways,
It's like the Philly shell. It's like
so you grab whatever you want. There's also like a little screen, and you can order things. And there's on top of the bar, off the revolving sushi bar that goes by each table, there's a little train track or something. I didn't
Like
actually see
choo-choo?
it, but yeah, but it's not like an old locomotive.
is it like a
train. It's
Japanese
like
bullet train?
Yeah, it's more like that.
What?
That's
And
nice.
it will come out and it will stop at your table, and it's pulling a tray, and it will have your food on it. And so you take it off. And there's clips of this from my vlog. I'm not sure. It's probably old now.
I have definitely
From
not seen
my
it.
first vlog. It's from episode 1, I believe, unless something changes. It's from my first vlog that we post. And there's some clips towards the end of that. But yeah, so the train comes out of the kitchen and it pulls up, and then you grab the food off. And then if you order special things, the robot, makes its little, it's like a big Roomba. It's like a leaning tower of Roomba. And you can see it like come from the kitchen and just I don't know if you can see my pointing, but you just see it slowly just make its way around the corners. And
Are you just seeing the top of it? Just seeing the top of it,
It bumps into
the corner.
Yeah.
No, I didn't actually see it bump into anything, but it's just funny to think. I didn't notice it until it was like right there, and you're just like, oh.
It like gets stuck at somebody's table. And they're just
right.
like, oh my gosh.
I know
I didn't order that.
I know I've definitely seen movies where like they portray, Japan or whatever, and they're at a diner and there's a conveyor belt, but I've never seen one with the robots. That's pretty epic.
Oh,
But
he
yeah.
just texted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
sent you. I don't know if they're the right clips, but I sent you 2 clips if you want to watch it real
Yeah.
quick.
I feel like that lady felt very awkward that you were filming. She's like, "Oh, hi."
She's like, hello.
I think
Am
they
I
were
in
like,
your movie?
"Are you a YouTube star?"
You said yes.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, yeah. Someone did ask us if we
It
were
is a bullet
content
train.
creators.
I,
Yeah, Lauren,
That
I'm
lady
curious.
is
Like,
it's a bullet train.
I'm curious, Lauren, how you, because like I know you like sushi and it's a cool idea, but for you specifically, Lauren, I'm like, do you trust these? Do you trust this idea? Like, do you trust these robots and this revolving?
That robot is real herky jerky. And he's carrying like some like
It
bowl
did-
of ramen
like,
or something. He's like,
Here's my ramen.
Yeah.
Here's my ramen.
Yeah.
I ordered
You
it.
see the liquor coming out of the soup splash. The robot's like, oh, sorry. This is my first day.
It was pretty quick because I tried to get a video of it and it was like, my first day.
I would like the robot to be like, I'm really sorry. I haven't been trained on bringing out soup
I haven't
yet.
updated my code for this.
I'm still version 1.2. 1.3 has the firmware upgrade for soup transportation.
I've been programmed to watch out for little children.
Yeah.
oh man.
My Wi-Fi's down. I'm really sorry about your soup, sir. Yeah.
My
You know
battery's
what?
getting low. I got to turn back around and head back to the back to
Hey,
get charged.
can you hurry up and take this soup off of my tray? I've got to get back to my charging
Oh
station.
man.
And then I got to vacuum the back
Oh, my
room.
gosh.
Somebody was really messy back there.
What was the short
Yeah.
circuit robot's name?
Johnny
Johnny Five
Five.
is like, Johnny Five, dang it, we knew you'd mess up the soup. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
it
like,
just
I'm
comes out and
sorry.
just throws it at the person. He's like, here's your soup. Throw it, you know.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
It's like, dang it, Johnny's like, what? I'm alive. My first day. I'm a scientific wonder, and you're just making me deliver soup. What's your
And
problem?
if you've not seen Short Circuit, he has these little like barn doors on his eyes that like
these little blinders.
that constantly
they act
just
as
Oh,
expressive.
yeah. Mine a little bit.
Oh, me too. Oh my gosh.
So, I actually think I would trust it because
At least humans not touching it.
yeah, at least a robot's not going to be like, oh yeah, you think so?
At least they're gonna be like,
you know, yeah.
I mean, I don't
Was
know
it
if they're
any
allowed to
good?
make it.
Well, it doesn't. So just in the pictures or the videos that you sent, and in the videos that you have posted in your wonderful vlog that I have previewed, I do think I see some human elements in the back making the
I'm pretty
sushi.
sure.
And I actually
I'm
think
pretty sure they should deliver it.
if so,
Yeah.
whether the sushi was actually good or not, I actually think this is a brilliant concept.
I like the little train.
It's
Yeah,
great.
the train was
once,
cool.
once the lady takes the food off, the train's like, "Okay, bye."
I am speed. Zoom.
So here's the
Here's my
real
light
question.
wheels.
Here's the real question: was there still a place to tip?
Yes, but we had a waiter.
Fail.
For what?
What?
How do you? Why do you have? You have robots and trains
brought
and
us
a
Drinks, I
conveyor
guess.
belt.
Like
He
to,
brought us drinks.
he was like,
and he like checked on us. Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't think about that. I wonder why they don't have.
I feel like a robot could
robot to
easily
make a
do
drink.
that.
if it can bring you ramen and sushi, it can bring you your drinks. Just put a top on that mug. Like seriously,
Yeah, they need to commit. Yeah.
and this is actually really a really relevant topic in today's day and age.
Get real. Get real.
I'm
with it,
about to
Devin.
get real.
You know what?
Let 'em
I'm
know.
about to get real.
We're going to bring the tone down.
I'm about to bring the
let's
tone
bring it
down.
Let's bring it down, everyone.
Dude's podcast.
You are
episode
expendable.
All right, let's be quiet.
Robots can replace you. Waiters.
Robots can bring you ramen noodles.
Robots can bring you whatever you put on their little shaky tray that they may but bump into stuff, and they're like, "I got soup, but." You know, me, it's my first day. So I'm like,
My first day. I spilled half your soup back there. I'm very
But
sorry.
also, this could be the waiter's first day, and he's like, "Oh, you know." At least the robot,
The robot's like, I'm going through a lot at home. I apologize.
at least the robot, when he like misses it,
I didn't get a full
he gets,
charge
It gets on
last
him.
night.
It gets it on him. The waiter can be like, blah, 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 on you. You know?
The robot's like, I'm doing this while I'm going to school at the same time. I hope to be an iPad one day. Or maybe
Radiology
a
AI.
Roomba. Yeah. Or maybe one of them robots that get your pills out for you.
Have you
Oh
ever
my
been
gosh.
to the airport and gotten a drink? That is my wish.
Wesley. I do like that my robot's monotone, but still has white trash in the accent. This is my first day. I'm going to school. I work in the evening shift here.
We will send it to.
my
And by the way, I'm going to say
I
this.
also work in a Waffle House.
I will.
night
I'm a
shift.
jukebox at a Waffle
Lauren
House.
just made a reference. He said Wesley. I'm going to go
Wesley.
out and say I will pay for this $25 Amazon gift card to anybody that knows where Wesley came from.
Oh yeah, yeah. No hints.
No hints?
I dropped a Wesley.
Wesley, if
at the
you
end of my
can
robot.
post where that came from, $25 gift
yeah.
card to Amazon.
And
Yeah,
I will hold
we'll
him to
reach
that.
out to you.
Yeah,
Yep.
legit.
We'll do it.
100%.
To that
Seriously,
restaurant.
That's because if you get that, like we should have you on our podcast. Probably,
Yeah.
you should probably be part of the Dudes podcast.
Can I be honest? I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll let you
Man,
know.
it's-
Yeah.
But that's what, like, being a part of this. That's what's good. That, you know, I can
Totally.
I can learn. And I'm open to that.
And if you guess it, we'll give you the $25 Amazon.
Yeah.
gift
If you
card.
guess it, Taylor. Yeah.
I mean, I can
Wesley.
take an educated guess,
Go for it.
but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it here.
No, go.
Yeah.
No,
Don't
go.
do it here.
Go.
No.
I mean, he can cut it
No.
out.
Yeah, go.
No.
Go.
I'm torn.
Go.
What is it? The name of it? Mystery Science Theater.
Oh, it's a very good guess.
That's a very good guess. That is
Very,
not it, though.
very,
No,
very,
man.
very good guess.
That's
You
an
just,
excellent
just
guess.
cut out me and then
No. We
leave
need
the
to.
reaction.
We're going to leave this in because that is
That's a great
epically
guess.
good guess. Yes,
Yeah. Very well
Yeah.
done.
Oh man.
it's not. But
So what's that? Is that like $5 or I'm just kidding?
that's more like props because you thought
Okay.
to go there, and that shows why you're part of the BFF group. And
That's why I said
yeah.
educated
Yeah.
guess. It was an
Yeah.
educated
Yeah.
guess.
That was very educated.
But it's
You
a
know-
very
you know the
obscure.
BFF
It's a
I went to
very,
school.
very obscure reference from
Hey, Devin, stop. Because it's
$25. Like
You know what you can do with that?
you have to give me 3 weeks to save up because you see
How my bank
the way my
account-
bank,
The way
account,
my-
bank account is, my savings account is set up.
Oh,
One
boy.
penny for whoever gets that reference.
Yeah.
I'll give another. I'll give
that's-
$10 if somebody else gets it. Yeah.
30,
Someone will get that one.
$35. Oh,
Devin's losing
geez.
money.
Yeah, well,
on
if
this,
you get both, it's 35. But if you get the second reference, it's 10.
2-for-1 deal.
2 for 1.
Folks, I've had a ton of fun. I know the boys have as well. This is great. Thank you for being a part of this. Thanks for listening to us talk about everything.
Everything.
And if you know where that video that Taylor and Lindsay watched can be pulled from, that would be not pulled from, can be seen, that would be amazing. And don't forget, if you can figure out where Wesley came from, there's a $25 Amazon gift card in it for you. We'll get in touch with you.
yeah.
We'll make it happen, because that's what happens when you're part of the gang.
That's what happens.
Right? The BFF gang. We're all in this together. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, from Devin, from Taylor, and from Uncle, see you, gang.